Welcome to NetFit TV. We're here to help motivate and dedicate you to living a healthy and vibrant lifestyle. My name is Chelsea and I'll be directing today's practice. On my left is Waverlyn. She'll be working with level 1, and on my right is Carl. He'll be working with level 3. I'll be working with level 2. So before we get started, let me show you your core. From about your navel to your pubic bone, this lower abdominal muscle. We're going to engage this. It helps to support the back, support the limbs in all of the postures that we go into, helping to keep your body just a little safer. So let me show you how to sit. You can come down and sit on the heels, just sitting right on back if this is comfortable with the knees and the tops of the ankles. If it's not, you can allow the legs to come around to the front. Main thing is keeping the knees below the hips to keep the natural curve of the spine. So once the hands are relaxed onto the tops of the legs, you can feel the body begin to stretch up, the shoulders relaxing down. Let's move into the breath, having a nice full yogic breath, inhaling through the chest, inhaling through the belly. As you exhale, gently squeeze the belly in and then relax your chest. Let's take a few breath cycles, just working on the breath, allowing a nice rhythmic breath cycle. So maintaining this nice rhythmic breath, while you are practicing, let go of the striving, let go of the judging, and just see what unfolds. So we'll start with our first posture, a little lateral stretch. It's called half moon. So allowing the hands to relax alongside of the hips, wait for your inhale. And you can sweep the arms all the way up and overhead, drawing the shoulders down the back, squeezing the navel gently in toward the spine. As you exhale, you can release the right hand down to the floor, grounding through the left side of the body as you reach up through the left fingertips. As you exhale, you can arch over toward the right. The chin can turn down toward the shoulder, keeping that shoulder open, that rib cage open. It's not how far down you go. It's as if you could lift the armpit a little more toward the sky. Take a deep breath through the left ribs. And as you breathe in again, sweeping the right arm up and overhead, exhaling the left hand down to the floor, grounding through the right sitting bone as you lengthen up. Exhale, arching over, feeling that right shoulder open, the right rib cage open, breathing through the right side. Now, if you need any kind of modifications, you can always bring your hand down to the lower back, keeping that shoulder rolled open, feeling a stretch through the neck. Go ahead and take another deep breath through the rib cage, and then you can inhale your hand back up and overhead. Let's do it one more time. So when you're ready, inhaling both arms all the way up and overhead, drawing the shoulders down the back. As you exhale, you can release the right hand down to the floor, grounding through the left side. Exhale, arch over. Take 2 deep breath cycles through the left rib cage. As you inhale again, sweeping the right arm all the way up and overhead. Exhaling the left hand down to the floor, grounding through the right side, finding length. Exhaling and arching over. Once again, 2 deep breath cycles. Inhaling that left arm up toward the sky. Exhaling the hands down to the heart center. You are creating awareness within the body, creating a new relationship. So once you start to notice the sensations that you are creating, breathe into it. Let's go ahead and move into our next posture. It's a belly down posture. So for modifications, you'll want to use your blanket, placing it in the middle of your mat. When you're using your blanket, you don't want to pad your legs. You want to pad more of your torso. The bottom of the blanket to the pubic bone, and the top of the blanket can come where it ends. So you can stretch each of your legs back. Notice your elbows are on the floor. The fingers are under the shoulders and they're spread wide, the middle finger pointing forward. Now, as you exhale, you begin to press down through the midsection of the body. As you're here, you want to begin to squeeze the navel toward the backbone, inhaling and lifting the head and the chest. Now notice your shoulders. You want to roll them open and slide the shoulder blades down the back. You're stretching and extending through the crown of the head. Exhale and release all the way slowly down to the floor. Again, inhaling, lifting the head and the chest, rolling the shoulders open, finding length through the spine. Exhaling and releasing back down. Let's go ahead and move in and out 3 more times. When you're ready, inhaling up, feeling the length. Exhaling and lowering back down slowly. Finding the rhythm of the breath. And what this posture is doing is it's helping with creating flexibility in the spine, massaging the abdominal muscles. You can exhale, releasing back down. And when you lower down, let's go ahead and turn your chin toward the right shoulder. Let the hands come alongside of your hips with the palms facing up. This is a great posture to relax into, but whatever you do on one side, you always want to do on the other. So let's go ahead and turn your head toward the opposite shoulder. Relax. Wonderful. So we're going to change the pose just a little. This was Sphinx pose. We're going to take the elbows and place them back on the floor, but instead of keeping the elbows grounded, we're going to slide the hands back just a little so that the elbows are pointed toward the sky. Wonderful. Now as you exhale, feel the pubic bone ground down into the earth, squeezing the abdominals toward the spine. Inhaling, lifting the head and the chest. Begin to press your elbows toward one another, finding length through the spine. Take a deep breath across your chest. Exhale and release down to the floor. Again, as you breathe in, lifting the head and the chest. Maybe this time your hands hover. If you're modifying, leave the hands down on the floor. Take another deep breath across the heart. Exhale and lower back down to the floor. You're doing a wonderful job. Inhaling, lifting the head and the chest. If you want to go a step further, the hands can float away, the feet can float away. Take one more inhale. Exhale and release slowly down to the floor. Let's move in and out 3 more times with a level of intensity that works best for your body without striving. There you go. You feel your shoulder blades pressing toward one another. You find length all the way through the spine. But if you ever find any discomfort in the lower part of the back, then don't lift quite as high. Try to find length out. Exhaling, lowering down. The last time that you do lower down, let this be the last time. You can let the hands come once again alongside of your hips, the palms facing up, your chin toward the right shoulder. Let go into the earth. Let's go ahead and turn your chin toward the opposite shoulder. You're doing a wonderful job. So with every posture we do, we always have a counter pose. Since we were doing back arches, building flexibility within the spine, bringing a little more massage into the digestive system, helping it to function just a little better. What we're going to do is the counter pose, a sacral push-pull. So your sacrum is this lower little platelet part of the lower back. You can go ahead and come up into tabletop position. Your hands are directly under your shoulders. Your knees are directly under your hips, and your middle finger is pointing forward. Taking an inhale, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, a nice long neck. Exhaling, moving the hips back. Now once the hips are just behind the knees, round your back just a little. Soften your elbows. Let the neck and the head relax. As you breathe in, come forward, back into tabletop position, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, finding fluidity as you move. Exhaling back, tucking the tailbone under, softening your elbows, and releasing the neck and the head. Inhaling forward, finding space through the vertebra as your crown reaches forward. continue moving in and out at your own pace. Now, if you notice, Carl's hips are not touching his ankles. You want to keep the hips a little higher to create that load in the lower back, but a safe load. The elbows are pointed down toward the floor rather than out to the side, and the neck and the head is released. As you breathe in, coming forward, finding space. As you exhale back, finding a release through the spine. Rather than flexing the back, you're almost trying to press that sacral area up toward the sky. Inhaling forward. Continue moving in and out at your own pace. 3 more times. You're doing a wonderful job. Just continue following your breath. If I'm going too fast, you move at your own pace. Remember, no judging, no striving, and just feeling. So the last time that you exhale your hips back, we're going to lower them all the way down to the heels this time, and then it becomes a different posture. Child's pose. So notice his hips are lowering all the way down to the heels. The forehead can relax to the floor. The arms can stay extended, or they can relax alongside of the hips. Now, for some reason, if your forehead doesn't touch the floor all the way, I'm going to place this block under your forehead. You can always rest it onto the block. If you don't have a block, a little pillow would do just fine. While you're here, you're letting the entire body relax down into the legs. You might even begin to expand your ribs out to the sides as you breathe. Finding space, breathing, and just letting go. Notice if the mind begins to wander. Let go of those distracting thoughts and just be. So we are about to transition up to standing. When we're moving into different postures, transitioning from sitting to standing, or standing to kneeling, or even down to the floor onto your back or belly, then that's whenever we tend to start losing our awareness within the body. And we want to move with awareness. So go ahead and lift your heads away from the floor. You can tuck the toes under, lifting the knees away. If this is okay with your knees, you can stay here and just massage over the paddings of the toes, stretching the arches of the feet, the calves and the shins. If this does bother your knees, go ahead and bypass it. So when you're ready, you can lift the hips away, coming all the way up to standing. And we're going to come to stand toward the front side of our mat. When you're standing, you want to make sure your heels are directly under your hips. Sometimes people have their legs touching where our hips are wider, so we don't want to create a V here. We want to create a stable base. So your heels are directly under your hips. Your toes are facing forward, feeling the big toe touching, the little toe touching. The knees are soft, the arms are relaxed. And as you begin to create that unity with your breath, you can inhale and sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Feel the shoulders slide down the back, squeezing the navel in. Take a deep breath across your chest, and then exhale the hands all the way back down to your sides. This is lubricating the shoulders, it's stretching the spine. Once again, let's inhale the arms all the way up and overhead. As you come up, you want to keep the shoulders sliding down the back. You might even create a gentle back arch, breathing across the chest. Exhaling the hands back down to your sides. Now, if you ever have any shoulder issues, you don't have to bring the arms all the way up alongside of the ears. Inhale the arms up into a wide V. There you go. It protects the shoulders just a little more. Exhaling the hands back down. This is putting space in the spine, helping to decompress each of the vertebrae, and then connecting with your breath. Inhaling up. Feel the shoulders press down. Exhaling and releasing the hands slowly back down to your sides. Let's change it a little. Let's sweep the arms up in front of the body. Inhaling, tracking the arms up alongside of the ears, drawing the shoulders down the back. Inhale again across the chest. And exhale the hands back down through the front. All right, we're going to change it again. We're going to add another posture to this. This is mountain pose. We're going to create that little side arch that we did at the beginning of the session, but we're going to be doing it standing. So when you're ready, on the inhale, slowly sweep the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, release the right hand down to the right leg. Shifting the weight over to the left foot, lengthen up. Exhale and arch over toward the right side. Your chin can turn down toward the right shoulder. Again, you're breathing through that open rib cage. Inhaling the right arm up and overhead. The palms can touch. And then you can exhale the left hand down to the left leg. Shifting the weight over to the right foot, finally. Exhale and arch over. Again, your chin can turn down. Or if you want something different, you can always look up toward the sky. As you breathe in, sweep that left arm up and overhead, allowing the palms to come together and down to the heart center. Wonderful. We're going to do this one more time, but this is going to become a bound posture where the hands are interlocked. If you ever have any shoulder issues, don't bind the hands. You can keep them wider apart. So Waverlyn, I'd like for you to keep the arms a little wider apart. Carl, you can keep the arms interlocked. So when you're ready, on the inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. The fingers can interlock, the palms can face the ceiling. Feeling the shoulders slide down the back, moving the weight into the left foot. Exhale and arch over. If you move into the pose and you find any tinge of pain, you can always release the hands. You can inhale through the middle. Moving the weight into the right foot, you can exhale and arch over toward the left side. The head stays at center. The eyes are soft. The jaw is unclenched. Inhale back to center. Let the palms come together and down to the heart center. Let the eyes once again softly gaze down at the floor. Relaxed shoulders as you drop your attention back inside. This is where you reconnect. Yoga is all about unity, connecting mind, body, and breath. Let's see what unfolds. We're going to be moving into chair pose. This strengthens the upper legs, it builds the buttocks, and it opens the chest while bringing a little bit of heat to the body, purifying, detoxifying. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead, keeping the shoulders down into the sockets. Exhale, bending your knees. The arms can come parallel with the floor. Now you're not trying to reach the wall in front of you. Pull the shoulders back, keeping the heart open. And as you breathe in, you can press back up into the mountain pose, a gentle back arch. Exhaling, bending the knees once again. Now if you're working with more strength, you can have the arms extended up, reaching toward the sky. The tailbone can be tucked under. Inhale, let's come back up to standing. If you're working a little gentler, you don't have to go down quite as far. Exhale, coming into chair pose. There you go, shoulders are relaxed. You're breathing nice and full. Inhale, coming up. You can add one more thing to this posture if you'd like, by allowing the heels to lift a little, whether you're working modified or stronger. Exhaling into the pose. The heels can lift, whether the arms are parallel with the floor or alongside of the ears. Let's inhale and press back up, a gentle back arch. We're going to move into the pose one more time and stay and breathe. So as you exhale, into the posture. Go inside. This is where you begin to find your edge, the place where the body marks its healthy limits. Anytime you come into pain, it's your nervous system telling you damage is occurring, and that's when it's time to come out. Since you're creating this relationship with your body, listen. Some people may stay longer, some people may pull back a little. There you go. Find length as you come into the mountain pose. Let the palms come together and down to the heart center. So this posture is a little bit stronger, but notice how it feels in your body because you're doing a great job listening, breathing, and connecting. So let's go ahead and we're going to find our way down to the backs. When you come down, notice how you transition. So I'm going to come over to Carl and Waverlin. You can come down to your backs, your head in line with the spine, your arms alongside of the hips, and your heels are going to be directly under the knees. If your heels are a little too far forward, then you might be pushing all of the weight into the shoulders. So notice the arms are relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. As you breathe in, engage the core. Peeling the hips away, noticing the stretch through the fronts of the legs, pressing the hips toward the sky. You're rolling slowly up onto the shoulders. As you exhale, reverse the curve. The upper back touches down, the middle back touches down, the lower back and the hips touch down. Inhaling, peeling away the lower, the middle, the upper back. As you're moving in and out of this posture, you'll find openness through the chest. You'll find that the legs, the buttocks are engaged, and it's creating flexibility in the back, bringing focus to the mind, and it's almost a half inversion. Exhaling and reversing down. This is called undulation of the spine, a wave-like sensation. Go ahead and move in and out 3 more times. If you want to move into the pose and stay, you can. Notice when you start to hold your breath. When you notice this, bring in a nice full breath. You're doing so much more in your body when you breathe efficiently. So when you complete moving in and out of this hip lift, go ahead and bring your knees in toward the chest. You can wrap your arms around the knees. You can rock a little side to side. You can even bring your forehead toward the knees if you'd like as you rock. It's a great counter pose. There you go, great job. When you do relax the head back to the floor, go ahead and bring the palms to the kneecaps. We're going to be moving through the second to last posture here in this first session. As the palms are on the kneecaps, the feet are relaxed, and we're going to be moving the knees back and forth, but you're going to connect with the breath. So as you inhale, let the knees move away from the chest. As you exhale, allow the knees to move slowly in toward the heart. This posture is symmetrical. It realigns the spine, bringing everything back into alignment so that you can prepare for conscious relaxation. So continue moving in and out. If you're confused with your breath, it's okay. A great way to remember it is as you breathe in, the body is open and expands. As you breathe out, it's a little compression, releasing the breath. So notice, Carl inhales and his belly fills with oxygen, pushing his knees gently away. As he exhales, the belly hollows out, the knees come in toward the chest. Continue moving in and out of this supine posture. Supine means you're on your back. And then, when you complete, you can allow the soles of the feet to come down to the floor. Extending your right leg along the mat, extending your left leg. Let the hands relax at your sides with the palms facing up. This is one of the most important postures in all of yoga. It's conscious relaxation. If you ever find that this bothers your back, you can always place something under the knees if needed. So Waverlin, I'm going to place a couple of blocks under your knees. And it helps to flatten out your back just a little more, helping to release that lower back arch so that you can fully and consciously relax. So feel the breath in the body, and each time that you exhale, feel the body become heavier and heavier. Let go into the earth. When you're ready, you can begin wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You can stretch through the arms, you can stretch through the legs. We're consciously waking up in a very gentle way, taking in our surroundings. When you're ready to come up to a comfortable seated position, you can. The legs can either be crossed in front or the knees can be turned down toward the floor, sitting on the heels. But you want to find a nice full spine once again. Length as you relax the shoulders, dropping your attention back inside, reflecting without judging. I want to thank you all for practicing today. Have peace in your hearts. Namaste.